Welcome to Once Upon a Roll, a D&D podcast where I, Rasputin, play a one-on-one session of D&D 5th edition with a guest in the land of Cortia, a homebrew setting that I've been using for the past 2 years. Each episode takes place at a different time and place across Cortia in order to bring new stories to my world. So if you missed an early episode, feel free to go back and check it out, but you won't be completely lost if you start here. Also, if you're interested in following updates about the show, follow the Twitter account at @OnceUponARoll_. Furthermore, if you'd like to chat about the podcast and D&D in general, consider joining the Once Upon a Roll Discord chat. We talk about experiences playing the game, and you can ask me questions about Cortia and see maps and get other little tidbits. Lastly, if you want to support the show, check out the Once Upon a Roll Patreon. There are cool rewards like getting the show early, having access to the character sheets of each guest, and being able to create an NPC that will appear in the show. Any support is greatly appreciated, and thank you to those who are already backing. Links for everything I mentioned are in the description. Anyway, without any further ado, I would like to welcome on my guest for this episode, the hypest man on the internet, my good friend, Perry of the Perrydactyl Show program. Hey, Perry, welcome to the show.
Yo, what up, dude?
Not much. My customary question is, have you ever played D&D?
Is that dingoes and didgeridoos? I've never played that before, Raz. What's that?
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, sorry for being a very funny boy. I played D&D before. It's a good game.
Yeah. It's a fun time. Have you ever played a one-on-one session before?
No, I've never had the pleasure, but I'm very excited to.
So yeah, glibness aside, Perry plays in one of my campaigns, and I'm trying to think if you and I have even had like secret sidebar for like 20 minutes with one of your characters, and I don't know that we really have.
Like the only thing we've had is like, hey Raz, can I do this thing?
Yeah, your characters usually, are open. Nah, that's not even true. Whatever.
My characters are usually there,
Your characters are usually there. They're not trying to hide in the shadows. Yeah. And do secret weird stuff to the party.
But they could be if you're listening and you're in the party.
Oh, yeah. So you have pretty much given me a character.
Yeah.
And I built some ideas off of it.
I'm very excited, dude. I have no idea what to expect here.
It should be a good time. I think I'll say now, if this bears any resemblance to any like popular franchises out there, don't sue
It's just
us
coincidence, right?
Me.
Like you're not borrowing
so.
anything.
No, I'm not paying homage to shit I like.
Definitely not.
But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, why don't we jump into this episode?
Yeah.
The kingdom of Cortia has thrived for over 1,000 years. In that time, it's endured war against powerful enemies, outlasted deadly feuds between its lords, and fought against evil, both of this plane and others. However, during the most recent festival of the autumn sun, the sage's ritual revealed a nearly forgotten omen, the sign of Black Sun, a symbol only seen once before, and it almost led to the destruction of Cortia. Panicked, the common folk in the capital city rioted, and when the dust settled, the king was dead, and his 2 children had disappeared in the night. The lord of the city of Edgewood, Tom Dunn, restored peace to the capital, and with no heirs of the king anywhere to be seen, he decided to sit the throne and take the position of Lord Regent. But this story starts a few months before the Festival of the Autumn Sun. Far to the north, somewhere in the vast desert between the city of Valia and the kingdom of Tilb, you step along a narrow corridor, a torch in one hand, and your father's old journal in the other. It's hard to believe that it has already been 3 years since your father was hired to be part of a dig somewhere in Cortia. And it's hard to believe it's been 3 years and he hasn't come back yet. He left you with only 2 things, a pile of debt and his old notes. You found that the latter has helped quite a bit with the former. He did a copious amount of research on lost temples and hoards of treasures that he hoped to one day excavate. And since the journal found its way into your hands, you've uncovered a few of those temples and treasures. The light of your torch flickers against the sandstone bricks that make up the walls, floor, and ceiling of the corridor you walk. You flip the journal into your back pocket and continue onward. Can I get you to make a perception check?
Sure. It's a 14.
As you're walking along, you feel your foot step down and you hear a click.
Can I react to this or?
You just hear the click.
Okay.
It's enough where you probably stop moving.
Yeah.
And then you look around. You see your foot, even though it's just a tiny bit, has gone down into the ground. And you look at the walls and you see little holes, tiny little holes, just lining the whole hallway in front of you and behind you.
Whew. Okay, so like, there's holes behind me too?
Yeah, it's not like a step back and I'm good. It seems like this.
Okay, hold on. Oh, jeez. I have no idea what to do here. Okay. I could cast a spell on myself, but I feel like it'd be kind of useless. Can I determine how long this hallway is?
Yeah, looking out, I mean, your light probably shines about 30 feet. Halflings have dark vision, correct?
Yeah, they do.
Your torch shines about 30 feet, and your dark vision can look a little bit past that. It seems like the hallway goes on for a while. You can't tell how long these holes go on for, though. They do seem to go to the edge of where your light is.
How big is this this button I've pressed upon with my foot?
It's about like a square foot.
Okay. Can I use something in my bag to like gently swap my foot for an object?
You can certainly try to.
So I just have like a Dungeoneer's pack. I don't know what's gonna. Would a hand axe be heavy enough? The hand axe is not that heavy. I'm like 30 pounds. I'm small.
Yeah, hand axe is probably like 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
not very heavy. Oh, I know I'm gonna need rope. Oh, Raz. Oh, dude. Oh no. This is so very difficult. Maybe
The first choice always the hardest.
I guess I'm just gonna leave my rope because that's probably the heaviest thing I have on me. Can I use like 25 feet, maybe?
So you'd have to like cut it.
That's not gonna work. Screw it, dude. I'm just gonna toss all my rope. I'm a seasoned adventurer. I know how to escape these problems.
You're setting your rope down on.
Yeah, like on top of like where my foot is. I'm just gonna slip my foot out.
So yeah, you put the rope on top of your foot and then slip it out.
Yeah.
As soon as you do it, you see the weight sensor kind of go up like a fraction of an inch, but then hold under the rope, and nothing seems to be coming out of the side walls.
I'm gonna very carefully move forward, but also I'm not gonna like do a super slow pace because I don't want to be in here if that rope just does not hold.
Okay. So it's like a kind of a quick walk.
Yeah.
Where you're like scanning the ground and walls.
Exactly.
All right, make another perception check.
Okay, come on. No, it's a 12, so no problem.
Okay. You're like moving just a little too fast to really take, a good look at everything around you.
Okay.
But as you move, you notice probably after walking about 50 feet that the little holes on the side of the wall are no longer there. And it doesn't seem like you have triggered anything else.
Oh. She says. Is there still like just one hallway in front of me or?
Yeah. As you continue down it, you do see in the distance like the shine of light. It doesn't seem like enough light to be leading outside, but it definitely seems to be leading into a lit room.
I'd like to move forward and inspect the lit room.
You continue down the corridor, and as you kind of get to the entrance, you see that it moves into a large square room. As you step in it, you notice it almost looks like you're standing on like an interior balcony, and that balcony kind of goes around the edge of the room, looking down into a pit that's in the center of it.
Okay.
As you like peek into the pit, you cannot see the bottom. You notice like small streams of sand slowly trickling down from the ceiling. You've been in temples submerged by sand and dirt before, but it always leaves you a little uneasy. It's not a simple thing to do. The open space in the center of the room is about like 70 by 70 feet. And the only thing within it is a small walkway, maybe about 2 feet wide, that goes from the balcony that surrounds the center of the room to a platform directly in the middle. A small beam of sunlight falls onto the platform from a hole in the ceiling, shining onto a pedestal and a stone wall behind it that stands about 5 feet tall. You can't see what's on the pedestal or read what's on the wall from where you stand.
So it sounds like I'm gonna have to get on the catwalk, dude. Whew. So there's no other way I can get across. Like, that is the only way.
Yeah, there's only way to get to the middle of the room where the pedestal and wall are.
Oh, jeez.
It seems like you could, walk around to the other side, I suppose, to see if there's anything over there. But from your angle, it doesn't seem like there's any other walkway.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick.
Yeah, you kind of do a loop around, and, that confirms the only way, except maybe from above, would be across that walkway.
Shoot, she says. Suppose I'll have to do this. And really regretting not having rope with her anymore. She's just gonna cross her fingers and hope this walk goes okay.
Okay. You, take one step, onto the walkway. Notice that it seems like it can hold your weight, and start walking across. I imagine slowly.
Yes, very slowly.
Very slowly. You get the sense that for someone a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, this might be treacherous, but you in your halfling form can move across it pretty easily. This seems almost like a wide path for you.
Oh, okay.
You, get closer and closer, and eventually you make it to the center platform in the middle of the room, and you see a pedestal that is probably about 4 inches taller than you.
Oh,
and you see a stone wall that's about 5 feet behind it.
Is there anything on the stone wall?
Yeah, on the stone wall, there is a picture of what looks like a massive jewel that is sheer black. And you see under it, it says, "Her black jewel rests in Morian's right eye."
Can I roll like a history check or something to see if I know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. 21. We're looking good.
Looking very good. You aren't fully familiar, with too much of the lore of the Black Jewel. In your father's notes, you do know that is why you came to this location, looking for a massive treasure of a jewel worth more than anyone could ever imagine, a jewel with power and whatnot. You don't know much more past that. The name Morian does, strike a chord with you. You know that just south of Valia is Lake Morian, which has 3 islands on it, which kind of makes a slight face. So you imagine maybe it's referring to one of those islands.
All right. Is there any way that I could check to see what's on the pedestal now?
You could, get on your tiptoes.
Okay.
Or
I'm only 3 feet tall. I'm not very tall.
Yeah. Or maybe stand on your pack, I guess.
Yeah, stand on my back.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. You set your pack on the ground, put one foot on it, the other, and it gets you just about eye level with what's on the pedestal, which you see is a small black amethyst.
Ooh. Is there any engravings or anything else on the pedestal, or is it just the black jewel?
Just a black jewel.
Can I do an investigation to see if picking this up will trigger anything?
100%. Check for traps.
Yeah. Oh wait. I have my lucky feat. I could reroll. Oh, it's an attack. Okay, no, it is. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna spin that.
Okay. What'd you roll?
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it says I could re-roll it, but I have to use whatever the new does.
Okay.
Which I assume will be better. Oh, it's a little bit better. That's going to be a 9.
You look around and you do not see anything that causes you alarm. Does not seem to be trapped in any way.
With that in mind, now can I touch the jewel to see if it'll come out gently or anything? Can I try to shimmy it or a little or something?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Because if not, I have tools to forcefully remove it.
So it does seem like it's just sitting on top of it, not that it's embedded into the pedestal.
Can I put my... Okay, so this is going to be kind of complicated, especially considering how small I am. Could I slip my hand underneath it to see if there's a weight press or something?
Yeah. You'd like to do that?
I'd like to do that, please.
Okay. You just under the jewel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you slowly move your hand forward, trying to give a slight push onto the pedestal. And it seems like it's solid rock and it's not moving down at all. As you kind of get next to the amethyst, it seems like it's all solid rock.
Okay. Well, with my good investigation, I'm just gonna pick it up, put it in my pack, and start going out of here.
Yeah. You take a breath and you scoop it up. And then you hear a voice from behind you. Well, I didn't think you'd beat us here too. You turn and you see a tall dragonborn man with chic black scales. He wears traveling leathers, but they're fancier than anyone who is exploring a sunken temple has any business wearing. You and he have had some previous business together. The Dragonborn man is Oberyn Brando. You were both working together to uncover the treasure of Umalfo a few years ago. And from what you recall, there was a fair amount of double-crossing in the whole affair. It's hard to remember who started it, but you definitely finished it and made off with a priceless goblet. You see next to him are 8 men with crossbows.
That's not good.
So, what'd you find there, Fira?
Oh, nothing. Just checking up some stuff on my father's journal. Nothing to worry about, Oberyn.
I came here for that same jewel, so if you could hand it over.
Oh, this old rock, it looks like someone already beat us to the punch, I'm afraid.
Roll a deception check.
Ooh, I'm so good at that. Oh. It's a 10.
Fira, you never were much of a liar. Hand it over. Or I'll give you a few bolts instead.
Ooh, this is not a good spot to be in right now. Could I perhaps cast a okay. So I have to know this. So this Oberyn guy's right behind me. He's right in front of me right now.
He is on the balcony area right now. He has not
crap.
crossed the walkway.
And I don't know where this thing goes at the bottom. Oh gosh. Can I look around to see if there's anything else I could perhaps jump to or something?
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
All right. 14.
Okay. Yeah, you look around. I imagine like Fira's kind of like doing the I'm having a casual conversation with you as I try to
Yeah, she's just side-eyeing everything as she's like trying to play it cool.
You look, it seems like if you were to try to climb the 5-foot, wall and then maybe jump to the other side, it'd be quite a jump. You probably would struggle to make it to the other side. You might be able to grab like a handhold down low and start climbing up. It does seem like, the walls that attach to the balcony have holds that you could climb, but you definitely would be in danger. You look up, you see like a hole in the ceiling that's probably about like 4 feet around. Aside from that, though.
Okay, so like, is daylight coming out through there?
Daylight is coming through there.
Okay. Well, I know what I want to do. Fira is gonna take her whistle. She's gonna blow it, and hopefully her friend comes.
All right. You pick up the whistle and blow with all your might. I need you to roll initiative.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
All right. Oberyn says, try to take her alive if you can. And he turns and walks back. And the crossbowmen raise their bolts and they start kind of trying to move around to the side. You get to act first.
Nothing has changed so far, right?
Nothing has changed except Oberyn is turning and going back through the pathway he came. And the 8 men are starting to try to spread out some.
Okay, so I have a question because I haven't played a whole lot of ranged characters.
Yeah.
Could I hide behind the pedestal and still shoot, or no?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. The pedestal might not offer a ton of coverage, but it would definitely give you some.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can hide behind, right?
You could like maybe try to climb the wall and hang off of it, but
that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
That seems like how you get killed.
Yeah, so there's 8 people, 8 guards, right?
8 guards, yeah.
Jeez. Well, for my movement, I'm gonna go behind the pedestal, and as my action, I'm gonna shoot. Well, actually, hold on. Gosh darn it, dude. Spells are pretty neat. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I got a really good idea. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hide behind the pedestal, and I'm gonna cast Spike Growth on that balcony area where all those guys are.
Okay. And how big is Spike Growths?
It's a 20-foot radius.
Okay. Yeah, so you're pretty much able to cover like a large part of that front area, like where they're all standing right now. It seems like if they, walk out and go to the sides, then they'd be out of it, but then also they'd have to walk through a lot of spike growth.
Great.
And do they don't get any sort of saves, right? They just, if they walk through it, they take...
Becomes difficult terrain. Yeah, no, there's no save.
And every step is...
2d4 damage.
Ooh,
for every 5 feet.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
they can do a wisdom perception check to see if they recognize the terrain as hazardous before entering it. So if they're not in it, they can do that.
Yeah, they are all in it.
Yeah.
Where like the spot that you could cast it to be optimal, they're all in it. Let's see if they notice, I guess, as they're in it. Yeah, they are gonna act. All of them take a 5-foot step. So they take 7 damage each.
Sweet.
And then they're kind of like, ow, ow. And then they're going to all hold up their crossbows and just from where they are, start shooting at you. 3 of them have a good angle at you because they're kind of further on the sides.
Okay.
So they'll have normal hits, but the other 5 are kind of blocked partially by the pedestal and then just by like the railing of the balcony and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you'll have partial cover, so we'll give you +2 to AC. All right. Does a 14 hit?
You said +2 to AC?
Yeah.
No.
11?
Nope.
13? No.
No.
3? No. 17?
Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to hit.
Okay, 17. 8? Is it no? 3 and then 15.
No, none of those will hit.
Oh, wow. 5 damage.
Okay. Ow.
Yeah, you're like hiding behind it as best you can. To just, a bunch of the bolts land in the pedestal. A few hit the wall behind you, and then just one just kind of cuts across your arm, not digging into it, but just leaving a little gash.
So like a nice little side swipe. Okay.
Yeah, you are up.
Any changes at all?
They're all in the spike growth,
Okay.
and
That's
now
bad.
they're kind of just standing there, not wanting to move and hurt themselves more.
And they're all equally damaged, or...
Yeah, they all took 7 damage for sake of
Okay.
brevity.
I'm going to take 2 attacks at the guys that have a good bead on me.
Okay.
Let's go. Longbow does a 14 hit.
14 hits, just hits.
Okay. That'll be 6 damage.
Okay.
And then she's going to fire off another.
At the same guy?
Yeah. Will 11 hit.
11 will not hit. Oh.
Yeah, I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot 2, 1 lands. He kind of screams out in pain, and you see just bleeding from his arm, but he's still like trying to reload his crossbow. From above, you hear and then a figure flies through the hole. Some men might see this as a very small dragon, but it's your companion, Pert, the pterodon.
Pet!
Flies in and flies down, sees you, lands on the pedestal, spreads its wings out, kind of like blocking the path.
Pet, it's time to go. Take me out of here.
The crossbowmen are going to act real quick.
Okay.
The ones who had good beats on you are still going to shoot at you.
Okay.
So that's a 5 and a 15.
I think the 15 is gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that does 7 damage
Now, does that do 7 damage to me?
to you. This is hitting you.
And I don't have the partial cover anymore, right?
Not on these.
Okay.
12.
That'll miss.
Okay. And then the other 5 shots are all going to be at Pert.
Okay.
4,
That'll miss.
10,
That'll miss.
7,
That'll miss.
15.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. And then that's a nat 2, so that's not going to hit. Pert takes 8 damage.
Okay.
So yeah, they just keep shooting and missing, as only the best henchmen do. 1 shot hits you and one hits Pert. You are up now.
I would like to fly away, please. Pet, let's get out of here right now.
All right, yeah, you jump on. You kind of have to like pull yourself up on the pedestal and then jump on his back. Give him a little pat. And he flaps his wings up. If you were any bigger, this would not work. But you're able to move up. He shoots up through the hole. The crossbowmen try to take shots, but you get right out the hole. You just hear like the thump, 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 thump of bolts hitting the ceiling as you fly right out of the hole into bright sunlight that blinds you for a second. You fly above and you start looking down at the sunken temple. Only the top of it is showing in the sand. Make a perception check.
Okay. 19.
Yeah. In the distance, probably, maybe like half a mile away, you see 10 camels. You assume one of them is the one you came here on, but the other 9 are probably of Oberyn and his men.
Do I see Oberyn or any of his men there, or no?
You do not see Oberyn or any other men. Yeah, it seems all you see is camels.
Yeah, we'll go meet up with my sweet camel boy.
Yeah, you point Pert in the right direction. He starts flying over towards the camel. After probably about like 2 minutes, you get there. He flies pretty quick, but with you on his back, he's getting tired. You notice like after a little while, he starts to like lose altitude, and he pretty much like as you get to the camels, hits the sand and slides a bit.
Oh, Pert, hang in there, boy. You did great. And go on the. I don't think I could carry him because he probably weighs more than me.
Yeah, for sure.
I do the drunk buddy help him walk.
Yeah, he's able to get up really quickly once you're off him.
Yeah, we'll go to my camel and hop on and get the hecky out of there.
Okay, yeah. You jump on the camel, still kind of bleeding from the wounds that you've taken. Just spur into it and start going.
Can I look back for a second?
Yeah.
Do I see any of those guys chasing me?
No, it seems like, you remember what it was like to walk through that sunken palace, and it was a pretty long walk to get there with winding paths. You took a much more direct way by flying out, so no one seems to be out of the palace.
Before I go, I look to, are the camels tied up to something, or are they just kind of there?
Yeah, they're tied up to a little broken wall.
Okay. Fira says, you won't be needing these anymore. And I cut all the things with a dagger, all the ropes, and then, tut them away.
Yeah, just like a little slap on the ass.
Yeah.
Get out, yeah. You cut them free, spook them a bit, and they just all go off in different directions.
And then I leave.
Okay. You then kick off. You see the sun starts setting in the distance. And you move along. Warm at first, but the night starts to cool you. This is where we'll move our dotted line across the deserts between Tilb and Valia till eventually your travels here get you all the way to the city of Valia. You rested a few times and bound your wounds along the trip, but I imagine you probably tried to, be as quick as possible, spend as little time in the desert.
Unless I can, I'd love to be able to cast Cure Wounds on myself. And
yeah, definitely. Along your way, you cast Cure Wounds on yourself, cast it on Pert so you can roll.
Okay, I shall do that. Okay, that's 6. I'll do that to Pert because he only took 8 damage. That's pretty much good. That's 9 for me. So I'm pretty much good to go now. We're both missing 1 HP.
Your travel's probably, about 16 hours of riding pretty hard. Gets you from the middle of the desert back to the city of Valia. You walk with purpose once you're in the city. You look at the beautiful buildings, each with a different painting that kind of indicates what the building's about. Apothecaries have giant, bubbling pots painted on the side of them. Different restaurants have just beautiful meals painted along that probably look better in the paintings than they would when you actually eat them, but they definitely make your stomach rumble a bit. But you're looking for a different sign. And eventually, once you get to the Blue District, you find it. You see the ship in the river's harbor, the Mythic Bitch.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You head there, getting ready to meet up with some old friends that you have spent some time with in the past. You walk onto the ship confidently enough.
Is Pert with me, or is that a no-no?
Pert would be with you in the city.
Okay, great.
You're definitely getting odd looks. But, Valia is kind of a city of extravagantness, so people have weird pets with them, fairly often. You head to the ship and make your way on to the Mythic Bitch, which is owned by old friend or acquaintance Arnvik. It's kind of like a pleasure barge that sails around the river and the lake by Valia. As you enter, you see Arnvik and his company, which is now featuring a gnome, very talented, named Little Sims, are playing in the corner. And as you walk in, little bells chime. Arnvik, a big half-orc man with a even better smile, looks at you and gives you a little nod as he finishes up his set.
Yeah, I guess I'll go sit down and wait for him.
An elven woman comes over. You've met her once or twice. You've mostly just dealt with Arnvik and gotten to know Arnvik over times, but you know her name's Hypatia.
Hello, Hypatia. How are you?
Fira, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good to see you again. Here for Arnvik?
Yes, I believe we have some business to talk to.
You want a drink?
That would be lovely. And could I get, like, a pitcher of water for Pert?
She looks at Pert.
He won't break it. I've trained him very well.
Yeah, I can get a little water for him.
Thank you so much.
She walks over, pours you a drink, gets like a little bowl that she puts water in. You see her like take a shot herself and shake her head and bring it all over to you.
I make Pert like do a little like head nod bow kind of gesture. Pert, what we practiced.
And just bows down. She smiles a bit and shakes her head and then walks back over to the bar. After the song finishes up, you see Arnvik snap his fingers and point to Hypatia. She pulls out a little case from behind the bar and pulls out a lyre and then walks over to where the people are performing and starts strumming it as he walks over to you. Well, it's good to see you.
Arnvik, the pleasure's all mine. How do you fare?
Doing pretty well. How has your business been around Valia?
Well, I would say business is booming. Doing plenty of explorations and just doing a lot of research. How's things faring for you in Valia?
You know, it's not as exciting as some of the stuff you probably get up to, but we travel, we move around the lake, make a fair bit of coin. I get to play music every night, so that's pretty nice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You look a little dirty there. Kind of looks you up and down. You notice you're just kind of covered in a thin layer of sand and dirt. Your hair just a complete mess.
Yeah, I assume it's kind of like windblown like back.
Yeah.
Yes, I just finished up a little adventure. I could use a bath or something, I suppose.
He looks at your torn clothes, and you know you've healed your cuts by now with magic, but there is still like blood stains kind of on your leathers. And he like puts a tongue to his teeth and nods. Who's chasing you then?
Ani, are you familiar with Oberyn Brando?
Heard about him once or twice. He and a couple men were out in Valia a few weeks ago. They're looking for some sort of treasure in the area. He smiles at you. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Treasure? Me? Gods no.
Yeah, I figured. Well, seems like a type of folk not to mess with. That whole Brando family, a little scary. Not necessarily the nicest of the Dragonborn.
Well, he's a right bastard, I'll tell you that. Arnvik, what do you know about the Brandos?
Rich. They'll kill any other family that gets in their way.
All right, well, that sounds quite dreadful.
Yeah. Look, they're after you. They know you're here. What should I say if they come about asking questions?
Oh, tell them I came here to sell a priceless jewel, and insert name here is where I sold it. And I'm long gone.
Insert name here. That's a strange shop. I've been there a few times.
You know the jewelry. Insert name here. They're quite a peculiar brand, but they have beautiful wares.
I'm sure I can think of a store to point them to if I hear from them.
Much obliged.
So, where are you off to next? Do you need help getting anywhere? Get the sense you wouldn't just come here to shoot the shit with me. I know I'm pretty entertaining, but...
Yes, there is something that you probably might be knowledgeable about. Do you know anything about Lake Morian and the islands there?
Well, yeah, I mean, we sail it all the time. Do our little cruises across it.
Have you ever visited the islands?
Made a few stops, Lunas Island. Never really stopped at the Old Isle. People say it's cursed or whatnot. People say all the isles are cursed.
So this is kind of a peculiar question, but Arnvik, would you know which island would be the rightmost or eastmost, perchance?
Depends how you look at it, but probably Old Isle.
Old Isle. Say, would you know a good way of getting there? She winks.
3 gold, and I have the best way to get there in the whole world.
Yeah, she gives the man 3 gold.
Well, we'll be setting out tomorrow for another 2 gold. Maybe we could set out tonight.
She looks at him. She kind of squints. How about 1 gold?
Roll a persuasion check.
I am the best. Oh, okay. Well, it's same thing. It's a 2. I mean, it's a 4. Sorry.
He doesn't say anything to you.
All right, two gold it is.
So yeah, you give him 5 gold. Slides it in his pocket. All right, well, we'll head out in a couple hours.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Just sit back and enjoy the music.
Plan on doing it. Put on a great show for me.
He goes, to the back and gives you a key for a room eventually. He also says that Boris, his drummer, has gotten a little bit of water and warmed it for you if you'd like to take a bath and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. She's going to take a bath, and she's also going to clean Pert.
Okay, yeah. Fira cleans herself off. I imagine, out of her travel pack, she has a different pair of clothes, which she put on, and not necessarily nice clothes, just unsoiled leathers.
Yeah.
Put those on. And you see in your room is just not really a full-length mirror, but for Fira, it is. So at this point, could you give me a quick explanation now that Fira can actually be seen, what Fira looks like?
Yeah. Fira is a 3-foot-tall halfling. She's pretty young. She's got green eyes. She's got auburn hair. Typically, it's kind of in a ponytail, like a bushy ponytail kind of thing. But now it's just kind of all laying down on her shoulders. She looks tired, but also very excited.
Yeah. After you get cleaned, it takes probably about the amount of time to bathe yourself as it does for them to get the ship ready to depart.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you guys get moving along.
While the ship's going, could I crack open my father's journal and look over it?
Yeah, you pull open the journal. What are you looking for specifically?
I want to look anything up about Old Isle or Lake Morian, anything about that.
So we'll have this be shown by a history check. As
Okay.
you're kind of just reading over it all.
15.
What you learn of Lake Morian is that there hasn't been a lot of turmoil on it. There haven't been battles really fought on it, which some bodies of water will get these very big reputations of being cursed because so many people have died in battles on it.
Okay.
Regardless of not having anything like that, the people, and especially in your father's notes, people typically think that the islands on it are bad news and best to be avoided.
Okay.
Old Isle doesn't have any residential areas on it. No one really lives on Old Isle. There used to be a town there, and that would be in your father's notes. There used to be a town there 400 years ago, and then just one day the fairly regular ship that would come from Old Isle to Valia didn't come, and then it didn't come the month after that either. And when people went to check on it, the village had vanished completely. There's also just rumors in general of people going there and not coming back.
So that's about it about Old Isle. There's no ruins or anything.
There are definitely ruins there, for ancient civilizations, but again, people don't really try to explore those, as just all the rumors around it.
Can I look up one more thing, or?
No, go ahead.
Can I look up anything about this black amethyst that I picked up?
You would flip to a page and see some notes written by your father. There would be a crude kind of drawing of the exact amethyst you hold. And then just questions next to it, being is this the key? Is it the actual treasure? And just scribbling that out. No, it can't be. It's supposed to be much bigger. And that's kind of about it on that.
Okay. That's pretty much all I need.
Yeah. So the ship travels along, in our dotted line travels from Valia to Old Isle. The trip takes probably about 2.5 days. It's not a super fast moving ship. And kind of heading against the wind, and it's, just a decent distance to travel. But yeah, on your time on the ship, is there anything specific you'd like to do? Mostly just research and...
I guess try to plan accordingly and also let Pert play outside. There's not really anything else.
Yeah, I imagine too, you have a few conversations with Arnvik and his crew. Little Sims, the famous Fietcher, would probably come over and, hit on you a few times. As he is wont to do.
Yeah, she politely turns him down. I'm sorry, I'm far too old for you, I'm afraid.
He kind of slicks back his hair and does that, annoying eyebrow thing. And winks, says, "There's no such thing as too old for me." Hypatia comes over and just slaps him on the back of the head. "Shut up, little Sims, leave her alone." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, miss." And he walks away, goes to his room.
And she mouths, "Thank you," to Hypatia.
Hypatia gives a wink. Yeah, eventually you come near Old Isle. You first see it like crest in the distance. Jungle trees are just spread all along it. You can't really see anything else but that. As you're like looking at it from the deck of the ship, Arnvik comes over. Well, we can't really get much closer than this, if I'm being honest. Also, don't want to. I hear that Alan's cursed.
Oh, Anvik, I didn't know you were scared of fairy tales and such.
Listen, fairy tales are the only thing I know about history, so gotta mind them.
Well, fair enough. Would you mind waiting for me and Pert? We're gonna go explore and we'll be right back.
How long are you gonna be out for?
No longer than a few days, I suppose.
A few days? I'm sorry, I got a schedule to keep to. I can come back probably around 6 days.
She's like doing some mental calculations. What about one day? Would you stay for me for one day or?
You see him put his hands in his pockets and kind of just like you start to hear just a jingling sound of what's coins clearly.
Oh, Arnie, I know what you want. I tell you what, if I find some good gold in there, I'll split it with you. She winks.
70-30.
You 30?
Don't be coy.
Anvik, I tell you what, I'll give you 25. Now that's a hefty offer, because there's going to be some grand treasure in there.
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
All right, I'll take the 30 and then we got a deal.
She squints at him. You're really that scared of... All right. She shakes. She shakes his hand.
You got one day.
All right. If you don't wait for me, no gold though, I'm afraid.
All right, well, if you take longer than a day, no ride for you, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Come on, Pert. We got exploration to do.
Pert like flies up and just kind of grabs your shoulders with his talons
Hell yeah.
and just starts flying over to the island with you just underneath him. From where you are, it's not super far, just like a couple 100 feet out. And yeah, again, as you kind of get closer, you see like his height diminish, and it doesn't seem entirely like on purpose. But this time he's able to land you down a little more gracefully.
Okay, great. So we are like on the coastal area of the island right now. I guess we'll start going inwards and see if anything looks interesting, I guess.
All right. Yeah. Make survival checks.
Not a nat 20, but it's a 20.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to make it through here with relative ease. You try your best not to disturb a bunch of the foliage. You like to not leave tracks whenever you can. And then you move along at a decent pace. You probably walk for, about 30 minutes. And then you start to hear voices.
Do they sound like far away or?
Hard to tell exactly how far. You definitely can't hear what they're saying. So you feel like you have some space.
So, okay. We're still in like deep foliage and stuff.
Yeah.
Pert's with me. He's not flying above, right?
Unless you want him to fly above. Yeah, he'd be with you.
Because, like, if possible, I would like for him to fly above, and I'd like to cast Beast Bond so he can kind of relay what he sees.
Okay, yeah. He flies up as soon as you cast it. And, he does kind of a circle. He flies as high as he can to look more like a bird than a fucking dinosaur. But, yeah, he flies around and he kind of sends you various messages. He tells you, like, on the other side of the island, he sees a bunch of ships. They seem like smaller ships, like sloops, things meant for speed in a way that Arnvik's ship is not. And he also says, like, somewhat close to you, he sees camps set up around, like, a big stone structure. He says the stone structure is probably about, like, 40 feet tall. It seems almost just, like, carved out of cave rock almost, so it kind of has a pointy look to it.
Okay.
And he says that there's like camps, probably 8 tents outside of it.
Does he see anybody like walking around or anything?
Can you have him make a perception check for me?
It's gonna be an 8.
Okay. He sees figures walking around, but can't really give you identifying traits about him. He's just a little too high up and the foliage is blocking the path a little too much.
Okay, that's good enough for me. The one thing I do want to clarify is, are the camps near the stone structure, or are they kind of like a little bit further apart?
They're probably about like 100 feet away from it.
Okay. Is there foliage like all nearby both of these, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There's definitely more foliage by the big stone structure. It seems like
Right.
they kind of picked openings for the camps a little more.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fira signals Pert to come back.
He flies down by you.
She pets his long head. Good boy. Good boy. And she gives him like a cracker or something.
Yeah, he eats it.
She is going to cast Pass Without a Trace on herself. And Pert.
Okay. He's fucking sneaky ass dinosaur moving
Yeah,
along.
dude. Yeah, come on, man. It's a sneaky boy. And we're gonna sneak around the camp if possible.
Okay. Yeah. Roll stealth checks.
Yeah. Okay, that is a 19 for me. Oh, okay, cool. Oh my god, it's a 28 for Pert.
So yeah, you're moving along. You know, you probably are like, Pert, you got to make sure you're very quiet. But he's like already a shadow. And you feel loud compared to him, even though you're moving pretty quietly.
That's a good dinosaur.
You move around, sneak, heading towards the stone structure, but moving around like the camps.
Yes.
Okay. You move around and you have to get kind of close to the camps to, pass in a way that you can get to the structure. But you're able to move through the brush, pausing every once in a while when you hear someone moving around and moving forward some more. As you go, I'd like you to make a perception check.
All right. Raz is a beautiful fat 24.
A 24. Yeah, something you notice as you're moving around is, men are sitting around campfires, sitting at the camp, poking fires with a stick, talking. They all seem to have on like a doublet with a sigil of a tree with winding branches going up and then winding roots going down, which you know to be the Edgewood banner or the Edgewood sigil belonging to House Dunn.
Oh, dearie. That's it's not good news. I guess she would just make note of that and try to...
Okay. Fira continues along and eventually passes the camp. The sound of seemingly soldiers talking fades away behind her, and she gets closer and closer to the stone structure. Once she gets up to the stone structure, she sees it's pretty much a tower, just made out of jagged rock that goes up with a little entryway with a carved staircase going down. The entryway is probably about 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and it just goes down. Fira, just rolling off the last perception roll, would hear voices coming from inside.
Fira turns to Pert. She whispers to him, Pert, I don't think this is a good idea. You should stay out here and wait for me. I might need you to come fly me away again, so be ready for anything. And she pats him on the head.
Kind of sneaks away and then flies up. Seems to perch in a tree to kind of keep lookout, I'd imagine.
Okay, great. Good boy. I love that scaly boy. Yeah, I think she would try to inch her way inside, being very conscious about the noise she's making.
Okay. Roll another stealth check.
Would I still have Pass Without a Trace on this?
Yeah, stealth check with Pass Without a Trace. That lasts an hour.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, 31, dude.
Yeah, you're able to, sneak up to the doorway, and you can hear, it seems like just two people talking down there. You peek your head and you look down. The steps, it's maybe 6 steps down that leads into a bigger room that you don't have the full view of, but you do see torchlight flaring there. With the torchlight, it shines on a big door that you can't really get a great look at right now, but you see 2 figures standing by it talking. One you recognize as Oberyn, and the other is a copper-haired woman talking to him.
Can I try to make out what they're saying?
Roll perception.
It's going to be a 16.
Yeah, they're there talking, and Oberyn is saying, "Listen, I tried my best to get it, but it was out of my hand. What was I supposed to do?" And the woman says, "You were supposed to not fail. You had 8 men with you, and you couldn't take one halfling girl. I tried my best. What else could I do? She's smarter than you think." The copper-haired woman says, "Well, we're going to need to find a different way in here then. Do you men have any gunpowder?" Oberyn says, I'm sure we could get some." The copper-haired woman says, "Tom is going to be very unhappy if we don't get what's in there." Oberyn kind of laughs and says, "So was Tom this, Tom that with you? Are you that much of a servant to the man?" And then he just stops talking as you hear his voice get cut off, you see her move swiftly and lift him by the neck with surprising strength. And she tilts her head. You'll find I have quite a bit of patience, but I will not have you talking down about me or Tom. Put a guard here 24/7 until we figure out a way to open it. And she sets him down, and he kind of rubs his neck. Whatever you say, Luce. And you see her turn and start walking up the stairs towards you.
Yeah, I try to, somewhat quickly, but also very quietly, exit.
Yeah, you like duck around. Do you just like go to the other side on the outside of the structure?
Yeah.
Just, a quick swing around, put your back to the wall, breathe hard. I'll let you use your other stealth check, your old stealth check for it. You hear, her footsteps up the stairs and move out. And then you can tell that Oberyn seems to be just standing there for a little while, like, bitch. And then you hear his footsteps as he walks out and walks away.
You deserve it, Oberyn, she thinks to herself. Yeah, I think with that knowledge now, I think she's going to wait. Well, actually, so is there anyone nearby, like after those two leave? Or
you can roll a perception check.
13.
So there's no one like immediately nearby you, if that's what you mean. You can't really tell if anyone is coming from the camp right away. You just know that the copper-haired woman said, get guards here.
So I have a question, and it's kind of like leading on what I don't know if I... Did I peep into the room, or was I just listening to like what they were saying?
You like got a quick peep into the room.
Was there any hiding places in there?
From your angle, hard to tell. Like, yeah, you couldn't see into the entire room from the top of the stairs.
Gotcha.
So, like, if you were trying to hide around the corner or something. But yeah, from where you were, you have no idea if once you're inside the room, there's anywhere to hide.
Okay. I think Fira realizes the situation, and she's just going to play it by ear and see what happens with the guard. So she's going to go down and investigate that room.
Okay. Fira goes down the steps as quietly as possible and walks in and sees two torches that are just placed into the side of the walls in not any sort of like proper fashion, but just kind of, stuck next to them to provide some light. Right away, you notice there's nowhere really to hide inside the room. You see the wall that the two were standing by. Engraved on it is what looks to be a dragon. Where its eye should be is a little socket that's empty.
Oh, I know what to do with this little gem. Can she listen to hear if there's any footsteps coming nearby?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
All right. 25.
Before you even hear footsteps, you hear which by now you've learned is Pert's way of saying, watch out, bud.
Uh-oh. I want to ask you something, but like I feel like you're not going to tell me.
Maybe you can ask it though.
If I put that gem in the wall and let's say the wall opens, is there any way I could remove the gem as soon as it opens?
I don't know. I think you'd have to try.
Oh, man. Well, it's only going to be one guard. Could I know I'm not a rogue, but could I hide and like ambush the person that comes inside?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'll try that.
So you're just like hiding around the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have you roll stealth check. You still have passed without a trace.
Excellent. 32.
Yeah, you are a ghost. You like put one of the torches in a way where it's not shining on one of the corners, and you move to that corner and let the magic envelop you of your spell.
Oh, cool.
And you just wait there. After a few moments, you start to hear like the voice of one person just talking to themselves, kind of grumbling like, of course I get to go right away, right when I was about to eat dinner, and I had to take a shift. And you hear the footsteps of him walking down.
Yeah, I think as I hear him coming down, I'm going to like ready my longbow.
Okay. Yeah. You pull out your bow, just aim and hit for the doorway. Wow, oh my goodness. And he takes a step in and you see him, and he's just like still looking forward, walking. He does not see you.
Okay. Yeah. Can I shoot him? It's a guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And that'll be 4 damage.
Okay. Are you attacking twice or?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. I'm not used to that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. 20, soft 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
6 damage.
Okay. You hear, oh! And now he looks at you. I'll have you roll initiative.
Alrighty. going to be a 5.
You rolled the nat 3, so you actually get to
What?
act first. Oh my god.
Awesome.
These cards are not good.
They're great. I don't know. You're talking
For you, I mean, these cards have become straight up stormtroopers, so
yeah, it's so
fucking
good
stuff. What are you doing?
Can I get a feel to how damaged he is? He's probably not that damaged.
He is bleeding pretty heavily right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's shoot him 2 more times.
Almost as if he's the kind of guard that is supposed to be good in numbers and
Not on one-on-one.
Not one-on-one, yeah.
Great. Yeah, let's take this boy down. Does a 19 hit.
19 hits, yeah.
And that'll be 9 damage.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, a 27.
That will hit.
6 damage.
Okay. He looks at his wounds and like turns his head. And he's like, "We have it!" And then one in the stomach, and then one in the neck, and he just falls over.
Whew. Dearie, that was a close call. And she would try to move the body away from the stairwell.
Yeah, you just roll a strength check.
Oh God, 6.
You know, you pull. Strength is not your strong suit. You know, as you're pulling one time, you're like leaning all your 35 pounds back as you try to pull this armored, like 250-pound man. You know, you pull, like his boot slips off and you fall backwards.
Yeah. I think after that she'd just be like, bugger it all. I'll just get out of here. And she gets the gem out of her bag and tries to place it in the dragon eye. I have no idea how tall this up is. So if it's high up, she's just going to do the old stand on the bag trick.
Yeah, she puts her bag underneath her feet. It's about 5 feet, so you need a little bit of reach. And yeah, plops it in. As soon as she does that, she starts to hear as the wall moves backwards and opens up, and you see a narrow passage heading down.
So there's no way I can get that gem back, huh?
I don't know.
Like, is the wall that moved up, is it up in a crevice?
No, it moved to the side.
Oh.
Like it swung.
Okay, so I have just a general question for you.
Yeah.
If I shot that gem, would it break?
You don't know.
Oh, this is so stressful. I think she's gonna get her stuff, and she's gonna stand like as close to the new doorway is, and like shoot the gem.
Yeah, roll an attack.
Okay. Does a 23 hit?
No.
Okay.
It seems like it'll be really hard to hit because of how small it is.
Yeah.
And then it's also like a somewhat strong, rock.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you kind of just missed to the side. It wouldn't be impossible to hit, but definitely hard to hit.
I'm not gonna waste any more time doing that. I think she's just gonna try to move along then and deal with the consequences.
Just leave it behind.
Yeah.
Okay. You head down the pathway with thoughts of, I wonder how often they change the guard going through your head.
Yep.
As you move down the cavern. After you get kind of probably like 50 feet away from the room you just entered, it starts to get dark. You can still see with your dark vision, but it is still like all kind of grayscale at that point.
Can I light a torch?
Yeah, for sure.
I do that.
You pull out a torch, light it, hold it above in front of you. As you're moving, you see it just kind of gobble up cobwebs that are in your path, and you just use it in general to block yourself from dealing with any unpleasant things that might run into you. It's a pretty small tunnel. I mean, big for you, but small in general, about 6 feet tall.
Okay.
About like 3.5 feet wide. And it just seems like all kind of not cleanly cut. Like it's not cleanly cut at all. It's jagged walls. It's a windy path. It does seem like it was carved out and is not natural, but yeah, it's not a super nice pathway. Eventually you come across a split. Just one going to your left, one going to your right.
Okay, I'm gonna use a feat that I should have used earlier. It's called Historical Knowledge. It says, when you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders. In addition, you can determine monetary value of art objects more than a century old, but that's not really relevant. I don't know if that could help me at all, but I want to give it a try.
Yeah, so that's a cool feat. You think back to the carving of the wall of the dragon, and in general, all of this stuff seems to be imagery that is often associated with like the cult of Tiamat. just the worship of chromatic dragons. And even the architecture of this tunnel and the structure that you entered in the first place of just like these jagged, unkempt, uncared for rock also kind of goes along with that. As for like the exact purpose of this place, you get the sense that being a worshiper of an evil goddess like the chromatic dragon of Tiamat is not something that people usually are okay with. So this is probably, originally built as a way to protect believers of that faith.
Okay, so you said there's two different ways I can go now?
Yeah.
Can I feel like air or anything different between the two?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 23.
Yeah, the one to your right seems like there's a little airflow going through it.
I think she's going to go on the left one then.
Okay. You move along and you see that it starts to widen a bit, not a dramatic amount, but it just starts to get a little bit wider and wider. There's a point where like you step forward and the tunnel like just opens up, almost like you're going through a little pass of its own, and it's probably now goes out to like 10 feet to your sides and 15 feet above.
Okay.
And you continue walking.
Was there anything like special going on in that room, or was it just
so like this is still a passageway? It's just like you kind of walked through what almost seemed like a small tunnel that then turned almost immediately into a big tunnel.
Gotcha.
So the walls like just kind of instantly moved out further to the left and right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess Fira just moves along.
Okay. Can I get you to roll a perception check?
Sure. 19.
Yeah. You feel the tripwire catch your foot before you go past it. And you look and you're able to pull your foot back without tripping it.
Is there a whole bunch of them?
You just noticed the one right now.
With that perceptional, can I see like what it might possibly trigger or no?
Yeah, so you look back behind you. You see like probably about 40 feet from where you are is like the little smaller tunnel that you just came through that expanded into this big one.
Right.
And like right above it, you notice there's almost like another tunnel, like 10 feet above the small tunnel. And it looks like there's a little wooden thing blocking some big shape behind it.
Okay. And I can't see any other tripwires.
No.
Could I carefully step over this or like duck underneath it?
You can try.
Oh my god, I hate that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. With a deep breath, you take a step over. Notice nothing happens. Take another step and continue walking. As you look back at the wooden gate in whatever big spherical maybe shape is behind it.
Ooh.
You continue along.
Good thing I don't have to run away from anything yet.
Or jump really high.
Yeah. Jeez.
You continue along. Eventually, you notice it breaks off into 3 paths, all winding different directions. It seems to go back to that more narrow state.
Right. Could I try to sense for anything like I did last time?
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh, that's only a 9 perception.
You don't really get a good sense of it. You swear like the one on the left, you're like, okay, I notice a little breeze. And then you go to the one on the right and you're like, this too feels like a breeze. And then you're like the center, this also is a breeze. And then you go back to the left and you're like, there's no breeze. What the hell?
Oh no. Got myself quite in a pickle. She's gonna take the center route.
Okay. Fira walks along the center route, and probably after about like 2 minutes of walking, sees that it moves, like it opens up again almost immediately, but now instead of being that jagged, unkempt rock, it seems like a relatively normal room with walls made of black stone, a ceiling made of black stone. It's probably about like 45 feet to the other side of the room that seems to then go back into a passageway.
Can I see if there's any traps or anything nearby?
You can roll investigation, yeah.
Okay. It's an 8.
Yeah, it is not immediately clear. You look around for tripwires. You definitely don't see any tripwires or anything of that nature.
All right. Well, with that in mind, in this seemingly normal room, Fira is going to she's going to do like the big steppies that she did before and walk through to the next tunnel.
As soon as she takes a step onto the black stone floor, She sees the door behind her and the door in front of her start to lower. And she looks up and sees that the ceiling is lowering as well. And then she hears, and it looks like spikes coming down from the top of the ceiling. What do you do?
Can I look for something that would stop it, like maybe a button or something?
Roll a perception check.
23.
In the middle of the room, there's like a little mismatched stone from the rest of the floor, which is just like a flat sheet.
Okay.
You don't know exactly what it is?
Can I go check that out?
All right, so you're running to the middle of the room as it's lowering?
Yeah.
You sprint to the middle of the room, kind of slide down. You see the door is about like 3/4 closed. The ceiling, which is like about 30 feet to start, is now probably down to about 20 feet. And you get to this little rock that's mismatched from the rest. What do you do?
Can I like press it or like put my weight on it or something?
Yeah, you try to press a hand down on it, and it doesn't seem to do anything. You do notice it seems like a little loose.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try to remove the stone.
You pull the stone up and you see like it leads to almost what's like a chamber that is very like tall and narrow. I guess it's like it leads to a little storage area where you notice right away what seems like big iron poles.
Can I go down there?
So the like thing that you opened is like 6 inches by 3 inches.
Oh,
and it's just like these poles that you see are there.
There's nothing behind the poles or anything?
Nothing beneath them. So this is also on the floor, like beneath you.
Oh, what the hell?
Continues to come down.
How high is the ceiling above me?
About 15 feet right now.
Is the door still open?
About half open.
I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Okay.
And that gives me an increased 30 feet walking speed. So just, super fast, go to that door.
You like look at this and you're like, I don't have time for these fucking poles, and just cast the spell and sprint as quickly as you can. The door gets to about like a quarter and you just slide down, almost laying straight on your back as you move across and get under it, and hear it just after you get past.
Whew, that was a little close for comfort, she admits.
She continues moving, and after a little while she notices like the flicker of light in the passageway.
So I just noticed that she just notices that there's light. She doesn't see anything else. Yeah, I think she'd carefully approach that and try to like peep in before actually entering.
Okay, so would she put her torch out, or?
Yes.
Yeah, she snuffs the torch, puts it back in her bag in order to try to save what's left, and sneaks forward. I'll have you make a stealth check.
I got a 19.
Yeah, you kind of sneak up to the light in the cave, and you see that the light is coming from a cavern that this passage leads into. You look out and the cavern is massive. It seems like it goes out maybe for like half a mile.
Whoa. It's
just a big underground space. On the other side of the cavern, you see a structure created similarly to, the one on the outside that you've seen, in that jagged kind of almost formed from cave rock look. And it's just kind of like a big menacing castle almost. Obviously not as big as some of the castles above ground, but for being inside of a cave, it's pretty big. You see over like the main entryway, carved out of the same jagged stone, is what seems to be a dragon figure with 5 heads, kind of just like hanging over the door.
Does it appear to be alive?
It's made of stone.
Okay. Could I see if there's any traps nearby?
Yeah, roll an investigation.
20, soft 20.
Yeah, so it's a giant cavern, so like you obviously can't check the whole thing, but looking like by where you are, you do not see any traps. What you would notice is a group of people walking from one side of the cavern towards this big cave carved structure.
People?
They look like humanoids. You can roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh man, it's an 8.
So the one thing that would stand out, you don't get the exact number, it seems maybe like a dozen people walk in. You see a handful of them seem to be in chains, and kind of leading them and walking behind them and one walking next are 3 humanoid yet draconic looking figures. What you can tell even from this distance though is they seem to be more wild and primitive than dragonborn, a little more hunched, almost as if like there's a touch of something primal, like a touch of devil in them.
Okay. And they're walking out of the castle or into the castle?
They're walking into the castle.
Okay. Could I quietly, but from a distance, like sneak with them, alongside them?
Like just like kind of jump rock to rock or whatever
Yeah.
in the cavern? Yeah, for sure. I'll have you roll another stealth check though.
Alrighty. 21.
Okay. So you're kind of like trying to move quickly, get close, get a better look at them.
Yeah, and I want to see, like, Fira wants to see if there's, like, a special way to open the door or, you know, something like that. Or the prisoners as well.
Fira moves a little closer. Can I also get you to roll a history check?
Yes. 23.
So you move closer, hopping just, the cavern is not like completely emptied of boulders and rocks, so you're able to move through with some cover, get closer to them. You notice that these draconic looking figures are something you recognize from different stories and studies that you've done in your time. They are called Abishai.
Oh.
They started as these draconic figures that mated with devils, and their one goal almost across the board is to bring back their lady goddess Tiamat.
Spooky.
So yeah, they're bad news.
So, okay, I do have a question about the Abashi.
Yeah.
Abashi?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Abishai?
Abishai. Has there been any, like, on the surface at any time? Like, in the past 50, 100 years or something? Like, would she know that?
Yeah, I mean, she would know that there's been a few sightings of them every once in a while. Like, it's a common enough tale to tell your kids who sneak out at night, be like, be careful, or an Abishai will grab you and give you to Tiamat. So, like, they're seen every once in a while. Not enough to be, like, a major continual threat.
What's the lighting? Did you say it's well lit in here?
It is pretty well lit. There are torches just kind of all along the cavern. There are big, like, chalices behind, like, on top of this temple in here with fires just roaring in them.
I guess if there's a moment she'd like to check out the journal, but, like, if it seems like it's too pressing, she'll do that later. So are they moving through into the building now?
Yeah, they're moving through. As you get a look, it seems like there are about, probably 10 prisoners total. Most seem to be human. You do see one person who seems to be about the height of a child. They do have long gray hair though, so you do start to think maybe it's a halfling or a gnome.
Father? No.
She's only getting a look from behind right now.
Okay.
So if she tried to kind of move in front of where they're walking, but she already did kind of start behind them.
Yeah, I think Fira's, like, getting super concerned. Even if that's not her father, there's a lot of people, like, seemingly normal people that have been captured by this decidedly evil group. So yeah, she's starting to breathe a little heavy. Did she notice anything about the door, like how they opened it or anything, or is it just?
It's just open. Door? Yeah, it's just open.
Yeah, I think she would take this moment to kind of, like, hide behind something and, like, peep open her father's journal and see if she could find out anything about Tiamat, the cult of Tiamat, and the Abishai, anything of that nature.
Roll a history check.
Okie doke. Oh no, that's a 9.
You kind of page through a little panicked as you look at these demonic dragon creatures that you when you took a peek at them, you noticed they look like evil dragonborn with wings. And yeah, you're a little panicked as you page through, so not all the words are sticking with you. It doesn't seem like he wrote a lot about the cult of Tiamat and all this.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he made that connection between this place or this treasure and the cult of Tiamat.
Ooh, okay. Closes the journal, puts that back in her bag. I guess she'd, like, peep around whatever she was hiding behind to see if there's any good demon boys around.
Yeah, so you see the three, with their prisoners walk in. You notice that of those three, one of them is white, one of them is black, and then the one kind of leading them is red.
Okay. Can she, like... So my question about this area, right? Like, it's a big castle area. Can she investigate if there's any, like, doors around the other side or anything?
Yeah, roll perception.
15.
No, just the main entrance that you see there.
Would it be possible to slip inside the building at all?
You can definitely try.
I love trying, dude. Let's go for it.
Roll another stealth check.
Okay, you know what, man? Before I do that, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on this.
Always a smart move.
Okay, that'll be a 21.
Yeah. You see them kind of disappear into the pathway. You take a breath, cast your spell, and sneak forward. You move up to the entrance. You look up at this foreboding, spike-rocked, 5-headed dragon figure that is there to represent Tiamat. It's hard not to feel a little shiver up your spine as you pass beneath it and move into this temple.
Poor taste and decor.
As you move in and kind of, slip next to the wall, you see, again, it seems like the inside of a somewhat normal building, just instead of having very, straight angles, it seems almost more carved in a spherical way, still with that spikiness against the walls, rocks jagged all along. You see to your left and right, there are 2 stone doors on each side.
Okay.
And you see the group with the prisoners turning up ahead down a passageway to the right.
And that's not... Is that the same door I see on my right?
It's not one of the doors. It just seems up ahead towards a passageway.
And this place is pretty huge, or...
It's pretty big, yeah.
Is it well lit inside?
Less well lit than outside, which had those just kind of giant fires roaring, but there are candles and sconces along the wall.
Well... I guess you'd kind of inch forwards a bit, or up against the wall to see better where that group is going. Mm-hmm. See if she can notice anything else.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Alrighty. It's gonna be a 12.
Yeah, you kind of try to take looks up ahead. You see that it goes up, hits a wall, and then there's right and left. You saw the group go to the right, and you kind of try to look what's to the left. To the best of your sight, when you look to the spot that they didn't go, it seems to be an entryway to a bigger chamber. When you look to the right where they did go, all you can really see is a more hallway.
Okay. How far away are they from Fira right now?
So does Fira go up right up to where the hallway splits to the left and right?
Yeah, she probably got pretty close to that.
Yeah, they'd be about 60 feet away at this point.
Can I determine what's at the end of the hallway, or not really?
So the path that they went on, it seems like it turns left and then keeps going that way. It's hard to know how long because you can't see that far, but...
Right. So I think Fira would kind of be thinking to herself, this might lead to a chamber, maybe a jail cell area, or, this could be some kind of sacrificial chamber. Don't know what's in those rooms. I think she'd man, this is tough. Can she go investigate one of those rooms real quick?
Any in particular?
I guess the one on the right, the one that's closer to her.
Yeah, okay. You just open it or do it stealthily?
I think she'd try to, very carefully open it, a little wedge of it to see if she could peep in, and then if she doesn't see anything, she'd go in.
Yeah, she roll a stealth check.
Okay. That'll be a 23.
Yeah. She quietly pushes the door to just get a peek, and she sees a figure in the room, draconic and demonic in stature, white wings to the side, looks similar to the other Abishais that you've seen. The figure stands over a table, holding a long sword, and you see a man on the table, no, please. And you hear the white Abishai say something in Draconic. Do you know Draconic?
I do know Draconic.
Okay. You hear the Abishai say, "For the mother, for Tiamat." And he is about to bring the sword down on this person on the table.
Ooh. Man, this is so hard. I'm so worried about everything I'm doing. Man, I wish I had smoke bombs or something. That'd be cool. How big is this room that the two of these people are in?
Probably about 30 feet by 20 feet.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's gonna roll in and shoot this guy.
Okay.
In the back.
Roll the hit.
Okay. 22.
That'll hit.
For 9 damage.
Nice.
How does a scary man... Oh, can I hit
again? Can roll again, yeah.
Okay, that was a nat 1, so I'm going to re-roll that one.
Luck.
To a 12.
To a 12. 12 will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, you look at the Abishai lifting his sword. It's as good as time as any to do something stupid. So you bust in, take 2 shots. One hits it, it turns towards you and not even really meaning to, it just kind of slices the second arrow you shot out of the air and it yells out, I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Alrighty. Poor decision. That'll be a 13.
13. That's a 2. You act first.
Did he seem injured much by my attack or no?
Yeah, it hit him and he's bleeding. He doesn't seem heavy or anything.
Is the guy that was about to get stabbed, is he tied?
He has a tie on his arms and legs, not like to the table, but just to each other.
Okay, so he's just kind of pigged. Oh, no, never mind.
Hogtied.
Okay. Yeah, hogtied. I was going to say pig looped.
Pig looped.
That's not a word.
Yeah.
She calls out to that guy. She's like, you could thank me later and take care of this fiend for you. And she's just going to attack this guy twice.
Okay.
Also, I should have made this clear. The door that she went through, she made very, very purposeful, like, not to make it, like, all the way open.
Okay, so she just kind of slipped through as best she could.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to... No, I don't have anything else. Yeah, I'm just going to attack him twice. Does a 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Ooh, okay. Does a 20 hit?
20 will hit.
It'll be 9 damage.
9 damage. All right. So the man on the table is actually up in the initiative order. He is going to roll off the table, land on the ground, use half his movement to get up, and he just starts like hopping towards one of the walls, all of which are jagged. And it pretty much will take all of his movement in a dash to get there.
Okay.
Being hogtied, but he's like right by the wall.
Great. Good move.
The Avishai is up, who is going to swing his longsword at you twice.
Good.
Yeah, so he grabs it in both hands and just swings at you. First is a 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, and that does 8 damage.
Okay.
And the second is a 20 to hit.
Yep.
And that does 7 damage.
Oh, that is a lot. Okay, so this guy's on me now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If I try to shoot him with my bow, I'm gonna have disadvantage.
Yes, unless you move back. But then he does get an attack.
How's he looking?
He's definitely bleeding.
Okay. So is there more room towards the back of the room where that guy was? Like, if I ran past him, I'm assuming he gets to like walk up and hit me, right?
Yeah, you get the sense he can reach you pretty much anywhere in this room.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike on myself again. So what's cool about this is my movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna move past him, and it gives me advantage on one weapon attack roll, and it deals an extra 1d8 force damage.
Nice.
So I'm gonna attack him with advantage. Ooh, it's a nat 20.
That'll hit.
Awesome. That'll be 10 damage, and then I have to roll 1d8. So that's 10 damage plus 2 more, so it's 12.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna attack one more time. That'll be a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
It'll be 9 damage.
Nice. And so where are you moving with your movement that does not provoke attack now?
Yeah, I'd like to like move kind of like catty corner to him, or like, you know, like the most distance away she could possibly move.
Okay. So you could pretty much move to like the side, you can move to the side of the room that's empty, or move to the side of the room that has the man who's tied up.
Would I still be able to shoot if I moved to where the man was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she'd do that.
Okay. The man up, he is going to just like take his bonds and try to cut them on the jagged rock. Just
Smart.
like move them off. Yeah, and he's able to get the ones off of his wrist. He looks at you, who, you know, you're probably like 10 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And like he looks around for anything. And there's just like a board on the ground, a board of wood, picks it up, and he like kind of jumps next to you.
Okay, awesome.
As menacing as he can.
Good show.
The Shy is up. Yeah, it's gonna move to you and take 2 attacks. Natural 2, so that's an 8. Does an 8 hit? I'd hope
No,
not.
that'll miss.
And then a 23.
Ah, man, I think that was gonna miss too for some weird reason.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay. That's only for 3 damage though. Okay. Sorry, 4 damage.
Okay.
You are up.
How's this guy look?
You see, like, with the more arrows and after your Zephyr Strike, there's just more blood coming down him. Definitely starting to look hurt.
Okay. Could I, as a bonus action or something, give the human my hand axe?
Yeah, I'd let you do that as a bonus.
She'd be like, here, use this instead of a wood. And she drops the hand axe.
Yeah. As you, like, put it over, he grabs it, still, like, completely immobile, or mostly immobile. but now holding a board and a hand axe.
Hell yeah. Now you look like a warrior. Yeah, she's not going to try to shoot him this time. The Abashi going to take out her dagger and try to stab this guy.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So she still has 2 attacks, right? Even though it's on a bow?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. Come on, dagger. Will a 13 hit?
That will not hit.
Okay. Oh, boy. We're in bad shape, boys. It's a 9.
A 9 also will not hit.
Yeah, that's going to be my turn.
Okay, yeah, you swing twice, but nothing. Yeah, he's going to swing the hand axe. Try to make an attack. I'm not going to tell you what he rolled, but he does hit.
Sweet.
What's the damage on the hand axe?
1d6 plus strength.
Okay. Ooh, he rolled a 6 for damage. Just hits him as hard as he can. And just cuts across his eye. Still up, but he is looking angry. He is going to use his vicious reprisal.
What is that?
Which allows him to take a bite attack at this guy for getting hit.
Oh, not my friend.
My new friend. Which is actually going to miss.
What a relief.
So he chomps at him. Misses. But now his turn is up. Mad at you for, hitting with an arrow. He takes 1 slash at you, but then he also is going to take a slash at the hand axe boy. 8.
No purchase for him this time.
24 for your friend.
Not handy.
Okay. After 1 hit, your friend does not look good.
Oh, boy.
He's looking rough. Blood is
He
gets slashed across his chest and blood is dripping down. You are up, though.
Gonna try the dagger thing again. 24.
That will hit.
7 damage.
Okay.
24 again. 6 damage.
Still up, but looking hurt.
How? He's looking real bad?
He's looking really bad. He's you kind of cut into his gut. You slash once and got his wing, and part of it just kind of folded down. You can see a hole in his wing now. He's just bleeding all over, but he's still up.
Okay, how bad is my handy boy?
You see him just holding his guts. His blood is just kind of rushing down.
Okay. Yeah! That's gonna be my turn.
All right. He is going to take a swing. Okay. He swings and just hits the thing in the neck. You see the Abishai's eyes glaze over as it falls down to the ground. He's not your friend's not able to pull the hand axe out from him and just lets go. And Abishai falls down to the ground.
Fira claps quietly. Good show, good show. And she touches where his wound is and heals him with a cure wound.
Thank you.
For 11.
Nice, that heals him fully. The Abishai had 2 health after your last attack.
Oh, God damn it. Stressing me out.
Oh, thank you for saving me.
Oh, certainly. Felt like I had to. I didn't want to see you get impaled by that sword. I do have to ask, how did you get down here? Did they capture you, or?
Yeah. Can you cut these?
Oh, excuse me. Certainly. And she bends down and cuts the ankle ropes with her dagger.
He goes over and digs the hand axe out of Abishai. You look at him, his hair is, long, brown, scraggly. He has a beard that seems extremely unkempt. He looks very skinny, very gaunt. Yeah, about a year ago, and he scratches his chin. About a year ago, I was sent with a group to find any sign of an excavation team that came out here a while back. These guys picked me up. I've been here ever since. The last couple weeks, though, they've started picking one person from the prisons every day and doing what you were about to see.
I'm so sorry. This is kind of an odd question. Were you on this dig job with a halfling man, an older man, named Henry, perchance?
I wasn't on the job myself. I was just sent in to see where they went. But yeah, I've met a man named Henry. He's a prisoner here. I think he was here before me.
Okay, that is quite dire. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Alex.
Alex, Fira. I have to go rescue that man. That man's my father. I don't quite know what's going to happen here, but it is not good. There's people outside that want to get in. They're of ill repute. You might try to exit now, but they might try to take you prisoner as well. But I wish you the best of luck. I have to go now. Bye-bye. I wish you the best of luck.
You don't think you need backup, or? You see him not standing steady at all, every time.
Yeah, she's like, like looking at him, just kind of like, you sure you're up for that? I'd hate for you to get hurt.
Of course I'm up for it. And he kind of like falls down onto the ground.
Oh,
sorry.
dear. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. And she like takes out her bag, leaves him a ration and water. I'm gonna go now. You eat this, drink this, try to survive. I'm gonna try to rescue everyone. You take care. If you end up staying behind, if there's a big commotion, you might want to come check it out and help me. Otherwise, get the heck out of here. It is bad news.
Okay. Yeah. I'll catch up with you probably. I'll just rest here for a little.
Yes, that's a great idea. Feel free to keep the hand axe. It's quite handy. And she winks. After that, she tries to like carefully leave the room without making a whole lot of noise.
Yeah. So you go back to the door, kind of peek out.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Man, it's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you look out and you do not really notice anything.
Okay, I think she's going to try to cast Pass Without a Trace again.
Okay.
And probably go check out that passageway that group went through.
All right. Roll stealth.
It's going to be 23.
Yeah. You start moving along down the hallway where you saw them go. You turn left and see another long passageway, and you start moving towards that. Eventually, you see a big doorway just to your left that's partially open, and you hear voices speaking in Draconic.
Can I make out what they're saying, or do I need to get closer?
I mean, yeah, with your stealth check, you can get really close to the door and be able to hear them well enough.
Okay.
You hear them saying, like, we've had the Black Jewel for years now, but haven't gotten it to open. Tiamat wants a mass sacrifice. Offer her as many souls as possible to get it to hatch. It seems like this person talking is speaking to different Abishai. So, we'll go to the main room, offer our life and lives of others to help our God. Are you ready for this? And you just hear a unison, yes.
Oh dear. So that room that they're in, was that the biggest doorway?
It was a pretty big doorway. I don't know about it's the biggest you've seen, yeah.
Okay. That's probably where the main place is. There any other doorways or entrances in the room that she's in, or no?
So yeah, you're still in a passageway. So like down ahead of you, you see that there's another turn to the left, which maybe would lead to stuff. But in this hallway, there are no other doorways.
Yeah, she's gonna try to go that way because it's not looking too good.
So she moves along that way. When you get to the end of the hallway, I'll have you make a perception check.
Okay. Man, it's going to be 12 for perception.
You look around the corner and you see standing like in the center of this hallway are the prisoners, with now just one Abishai by them with black like leathery skin just standing next to them, seemingly waiting for something.
Do I hear footsteps behind me or anything?
No.
Okay. How far away is this dragon man from me?
Probably about like 40 feet.
Okie doke. Do I see my father?
Yes, you see a halfling man. You don't get a look at his face, but you can obviously make the assumption it's your father.
Are all the prisoners binded in some way?
Yeah, they all have like a chain on them. Like manacles, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is not good. So that guy's waiting. The guard and the prisoners are waiting for something? Like,
yeah.
Are they standing in front of a door? Or
yeah, they're standing in front of a door.
I guess she would try to attack this guy?
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go 25.
All right, that'll hit.
For 7 damage.
Nice.
22?
That'll hit.
4 damage.
Nice. Rolling it.
18.
Okay, you'll go first. I would like you to make another perception check.
Sure. Oh my god. An 8.
Nate, you're up.
Great. If I move back, would I still be able to shoot him?
Yeah, I mean, you could shoot and then get cover.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna shoot him twice. 19.
That'll hit.
5.
Okay.
Nat 20. Mwah. And that'll be for 13 damage.
13. Nice.
Yeah, and then she's gonna move back a ways.
Okay. You just pop, and then like duck behind.
Yeah, if I can, I'd like to shoot at one of his eyes, especially with the nat 20.
Yeah, I mean, you shoot at him. One hits a wing, the other like glances off of an eyebrow and just starts like bleeding down into his face.
Yeah.
It's not like a direct hit, but definitely one that cuts hard and, would be very hard to heal and causes a lot of just immediate pain.
Cool. Yeah, move back, and then that'll be my turn.
All right. On his turn, you hear the big doors bang open, and you hear in Draconic him yelling, "Intruder! We have an intruder!"
Oh, good.
Are you peeking in? Like peeking where he is?
Yeah.
Okay. You see on his turn, he yells that and then pulls the chains of the prisoners and moves them into the main room.
Are the doors closing?
They're still open. It just seems like he's doing that to pull the prisoners and then move away from your line of sight.
Yeah, I guess I'd move closer so I can shoot him.
Okay. So it's about like 40 feet to the doorway.
Right.
And he's through it. So like you would not really... You'd have to move about 40 feet for him to be in your sight.
Oh, man, I can't move 40 feet. Oh, man. Could I dash?
Yeah, you could dash and get there.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
All right. You dash and you get up to the doorway. Are you like just trying to just peek around the door? Obviously not like, hey, here I fucking am. Yeah. You peek around the door and you see it leads to a massive room that's kind of what a lot of these different halls all seem to connect to. In the center of the room, you see probably about 8 feet tall is what looks like a giant black egg. And you see around it are a handful of Abishai. And you see this black Abishai prisoners in tow, moving in. As you look around the room, and all of them are like looking at him and starting to kind of make steps to where you are, you see across the room from one of the hallways, also peeking around the corner, are 2 figures. One is a black scaled dragonborn. And the other seems to be, you just see a flash of copper hair.
Okay, so like how far are the prisoners of the guy that I've attacked are from Fira right now?
30 feet.
Does he look heavy?
Definitely looks hurt, yeah.
Okay. And there's a handful of dudes in front of the big stone.
Yeah, there's like 10.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna get fun. Yeah, I think at this point she'd probably like roll out and try to take out the prisoner chain man.
Okay. So yeah, your action was moving up to the door. His is gonna continue running and pulling the chain with the prisoner. You see, looking back, is the halfling man, and you see his dazzling eyes lock on yours as you get immediate confirmation. This is your father.
Father!
Fira! Make your attacks.
Could I make it so where like I attack his hand so he lets go of the chain?
You can try. What I'll say is that will be like an aimed attack. So to hit, you'll have a penalty.
Oh boy. Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike on myself again. So I'll have advantage. And I'm gonna aim for his hand.
All right, roll to hit.
23.
That'll so it's -5, but that will hit.
Okay, great. And that's 8 damage.
All right. He screams out in pain as just an arrow goes through his palm and he drops the chain.
Can I tell them to run away?
Yeah, you also get another D8 of damage to that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 7, so it'll be 15
Nice.
total.
And then as your free action, you yell, run!
Yeah, run away!
Yeah. They all like try to run different directions at first.
This way.
But then, yeah, they see where you are and start moving towards you.
I guess I'll use my last shot on this guy.
Okay.
Does a 24 hit?
That'll hit.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Roll my D8. It'll be 7, so it'll be 17 total.
17 total?
Mm-hmm.
You hit him in the back of the neck and he falls down onto the ground.
Hurry!
Yeah, and they start running for you. At this moment, with you as a proper distraction, you see the copper-haired woman, your old friend, Oberyn, along with about 6 men holding crossbows and with swords on their back, step around the corner and charge! And they start moving. You see the copper-haired woman get in the fastest and pull out a sword and just slice one of them across the chest. Just blood starts dripping down. Oberyn has a crossbow of his own that he levels and takes a shot, hitting one in the shoulder. The men mostly miss because they're shitty stormtroopers.
So are they closer to the jewel and all the guys then?
They are about I mean, they like ran into the room, so at this point, yes. The jewel's probably, it's in the center of the room, about 50 feet away from each door. As they all ran in, they're about 25, 30 feet away from it now, where you're still at the doorway.
Okay, so I get 55 movement on my movement now for a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab that thing.
So remember, it's like 8 feet tall.
Oh no, it's 8 feet tall?
Yeah. It's a giant.
Oh my god, what am I gonna
do?
I know I can't break that with an arrow. Bad news. This is bad news. Got my pop, but what about this big jewel? I know it's bad news. I must destroy it or steal it. God, so it's huge. It's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Could I? No, that's not gonna work. I think Fira recognizes how bad this moment is, and that they were trying to do something. They're trying to do a sacrifice for Tiamat, and her rivals are obviously looking for this thing. But she came and did what she wanted to do, and that was find her dad. So I think she realizes that she can't get everything she wants here, but she can hurt them a little bit. So could she shoot her longbow at the Brando boy, and then run away with the prisoners?
So she's gonna shoot at Oberyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, she could shoot at him.
Okay.
All right, roll to hit.
25.
That'll hit Oberyn.
10 damage plus 5, so it's 15 damage.
He's, fighting off some Abishai and just hits in the chest. He yells out, looks around. It's like, I didn't see any Abishai with bows and arrows. And then he looks over to you, bow in hand, and he yells out, I'll kill you the next time I see you.
Hopefully there won't be a next time, dearie. She shoots again.
All right.
That'll be a 14 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to try to corral the prisoners out of here.
Yeah, they keep running towards you, all chained. Their hands are just chained. Their legs are not. So they, they're kind of slow, but not as slow as they could be. Yeah, and they get over to you.
Hurry this way. We gotta leave here. Father, are you well?
As well as I've been in a long time. I can't believe this is you.
I learned from the best.
Well, hopefully you're better then.
I'm just doing dandy, Father. How about we talk about this later?
Yeah. One of the prisoners like, yeah, family reunions later, okay? Let's keep going. And you start running as you hear the battle between these Abishai and dun men, copper-haired woman, and Oberyn continuing. You run along the corridor and start moving. As you're going, like walking back, you walk past that door, which it seems that room is empty now as they move from that little small chamber into the big chamber to join the fight. So you run down that hallway and then you turn right for your second time and you start running down the hallway that you first came into. As you're about to turn left, you see a figure, black scales, an arrow in his side, holding a crossbow pointed at you. They're better fighters than me in there, so they'll get these Abishai, but I can't just let you walk away, Fira.
I understand, Oberyn, but here's the deal. I can't let you have that pretty jewel in there and just win off of all my hard work.
I'd call it even. You won off my hard work last time.
I guess. So we doing this or what?
Make competing dexterity checks to see who fires first.
Okay. That is a soft 20.
He had a 17, so you'll act first.
My question is do I still get Zephyr Strike? Because it only lasts a minute. I don't know how much time has passed.
You would have like one more round of it.
So, okay, this dude's screwed. Nat 20, baby. Nat
That'll
20,
hit.
baby. That's going to be 12 damage for that plus 7, so that's 19 damage.
That actually gets doubled that 7 as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that's your first hit?
Yeah, that's my first hit. And then a 21, 5 plus 2, so that's 7 damage.
Yeah. You see him like aim it right for your face, but you're too quick for him. One in the chest, one in the neck, and he just like grabs at it, drops the crossbow, falls back against the wall, kind of the jagged edges cutting into him as he slumps down.
I was always the better one.
And then you keep running out.
Yeah.
You start sprinting with your group. I need you, as soon as you run out like the main door below the figure of Tiamat to make a perception check.
Sure. That will be a 12.
Okay, that's enough. You see in the distance from one of the other sides are some Abishai, like running out of one of the passageways and like seemingly heading towards the temple.
Oh no, that's not good. Do they see me?
Not yet.
How many? Can I tell or no?
You see 3.
Would it be possible to run past them or no?
Just run past them?
Yeah.
You could try. You do remember have a group of 10 chained prisoners.
Yeah, that's the really tricky part here. And I'm sure I cannot hide them well. Okay, come on everybody, we're gonna hide in this room real quick. And we're gonna go back in the room where I made my hand axe friend.
Yeah, you like duck back, get into the room. You close the door just as you start to hear the footsteps coming into the main room. And you hear the footsteps pass the door by. You look up and you see Alex there, slumped against the wall. You came back for me.
Of course, Alex. I'd never forget you. It's time to go, though, and we're going right now.
Oh, yeah. I'll get up. And he lifts himself up and starts coming with you guys.
Oh, that might be my favorite moment so far.
You guys go out the door and start heading back. You just mostly moving along the path that you came?
Yeah.
Okay. You move down the hallway and eventually get to the room that had started to lower on you before. You notice the trap seems to have reset since you went through, but the door does seem to be lowered slightly. As you peek into the room, you see poles, presumably the ones you found in the little compartment, being used to hold up the ceiling. They look to be embedded into tiny little divots on the floor, and the room seemingly looks safe to pass through. Do you move through it?
Yeah.
You move in and get out quickly without any sort of issue. Eventually, you get to where the paths split.
I guess I'll go through the right door.
Okay. Yeah, so you start heading down the right tunnel. As you kind of rush along, it gets dark very quickly, so you light a torch, presumably?
Yes.
Yeah, you pull out a torch and start moving along this pathway. Roll a perception check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. So as you're moving, you do notice that, like, this pathway seems to be starting to slant up. Like, where all the other paths, like, when you came in here, everything was sloping down. As you start going down, like, through this right path, it starts going up. Which, like, is a decent sign that it might be going in the direction you want it to be.
Oh, okay.
However, you do take a step and feel the ground kind of vanish from below you as the floor collapses. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Holy crap. Got a nat 20, dude.
Nat 20? You feel your foot, like, fall into nowhere. That feeling, that like gut feeling where you're like, oh my god, hits you for 1 second, but then you spin on the spot and, like, pull back and, like, just start kind of dangling, hands spinning to your side. The prisoners behind you stop as quickly as they can and don't, like, bump into you. But yeah, you're able to get it. It seems like just a 5-foot spot. When you look back down, at the bottom are just spikes. You see a skeleton down there.
Does it seem like I could traverse past this or no?
It's 5 feet, so you can probably try to jump it. Are you saying, like, go around on the sides? Yeah. It'd be yeah, I mean, you'd be sidling. It seems like it'd be especially hard to do for chained people.
These guys cannot jump as a group. Well, that's unfortunate.
Alex has, like, a board. He's like, ah! And he puts it over and, like...
Oh, Alex, I could kiss you right now, but we're too busy running away, so maybe later. She's like, come on, everybody. Very carefully now.
It is like a 2x4, so it would be hard for the people...
Oh.
Because it's, like, the piece of wood he picked up.
Right.
So it is pretty, like, small.
Oh, boy.
Do you have anything else we could,
No.
If only I had rope.
Yeah.
Maybe you could go ahead and try to find something that would get us across.
Panicked. Yeah, I mean, right. I'll try to be quick. And she's going to try to walk across the board.
All right. Make a dex check.
12.
That'll be enough. I mean, it's not overly difficult. It's mostly just a natural 1 check here,
Okay.
But you take a few steps. It's a little shaky beneath you, but you get across and you just start kind of jogging along. You notice that the pathway continues upward. And probably after about like 3 minutes or so of moving forward, you notice like 10 feet ahead of you is like a little bit of light peeking through something. Like it's not like full light as if this is an open passageway, but a little light is peeking through. Do you still head towards it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get there and you notice that it's like foliage. It's plants that are kind of covering this entrance. So only part of the light is coming through, and you push forward and push through it and find yourself back on the island, back in the jungle.
Can I spot anything that can help my group of prisoners?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
19.
So you look around, try to kind of orient yourself. You look out in the distance. From where you stand on the island, you can see a little ways away is the Mythic Bitch. It'd be hard to get there, but you can see it kind of in the distance. This part is actually fairly close to the entrance for like the tall, jagged tower that you came. Like you can see that in the distance.
Okay.
You don't see anything that could help you a ton, but there was a lot of stuff by the camp in general that could probably be used.
How far away is the camp right now?
So like from where you stand, you see the tower is probably like 500 feet away maybe, and the camp was like 100 feet or so away from that.
She blows her whistle.
Pert flies over.
My dearest Pert, hope you're well. And she pets him. She says to him, Pert, I have a very important mission for you. Probably the most important mission so far. I need you to find a big board or something. Something big people could walk on. Does that make sense? And she makes like a walking motion with her hand and like her other hand like on top of it.
Yeah, and he flies off. And yeah, he comes back a little bit later with a barrel.
How big is this barrel?
It's taller than you.
Okay.
Pretty heavy. He's like,
Oh my boy. This will have to make you look for something else. I'm gonna be right back. And she I guess she turns it on its side and tries to roll it down the path.
yeah. You start rolling it down along. Can you make a perception check for me?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 9.
So yeah, you push it. Something you would notice, it's heavy. It does whatever is in it. It doesn't seem to be entirely full. And you notice as you move, you are going downhill for the most part, which makes it easy. But it does seem like it's getting lighter and easier to roll as you move along.
So I guess I don't notice if something's leaving it. I just notice the weight's different.
You just notice the weight's different.
Probably gunpowder or water. Oh dear. Okay. Got to be careful. I guess she just keeps moving along. She doesn't want those people to get hurt.
Yeah, you eventually get back to where they are, and the barrel is kind of rolling on its own at this point. Do you try to stop it?
Yes.
Okay, make a strength check.
Oh my god, I got a 17.
Yeah, you put your hands in, and it drags you for a bit, and it's no, and you dig your feet in, and then it just stops, and you're right by the little gap.
Can I try to wedge it or something?
Yeah, it seems especially maybe if you stuffed something next to it.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, you roll it in as you put your bedroll next to it, and it just is kind of wedged in there. It doesn't seem to be the greatest or sturdiest thing, but it's stuck enough.
All right. I think this will have to do. Be very careful, okay?
They all look at you oh my god, we're gonna die. And then your father is go! And then they start moving, and they run across, and it holds. And they keep going, just not wanting to stop.
Come on, Alex, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, of course. I'll lead you to safety, guys. And he continues along.
Oh, Alex.
You all eventually get to the exit. Pert's there. He sees your dad and flies over to him and kind of gives him a little peck. Just, oh, this is wonderful. Pets him.
We've made it. Let me go get the ship and we'll get out of here. She calls for Pert. She's like, Pet, I need you to go to the Mythic Bitch and call them to come over here. We'll be waving by the coastline, so we should be pretty easy to see. I'll light the torch as well.
You go over to the coastline. Pert flies over to the ship, and you see after a few moments it starts to move towards you. You look back to the big stone structure and only imagine the kind of fighting that's still going on there. You light a torch, and nobody from the camp seems to notice you or move towards you. You kind of get the assumption most people are probably in the temple by now. The ship gets close, but there's no dock, so it can't get terribly close, but you do see it lower a little rowboat. And then as it comes over and sees how many people are there, you see the person rowing point and have them lower another one. Rowing it eventually comes up to the beach of the island is Arnvik. What the hell kind of trouble you getting yourself into?
Ani, I'll tell you all about it later. We got to get out of here now.
All right. He looks out. God damn, I said I'd never step foot on this island.
No worries. There's no curses. It's just bad people.
You see another boat coming over, and in it, rowing it, is Hypatia and the gnome, Little Sims. Little Sims hops out, and you see him pull like little lockpicks from his pocket, goes over, picks just the...
Little Sims, thank you so much. You're a lifesaver.
I can save your life in more ways than... And then Hypatia hits him in the back of the head. Shut up! They get a handful of the manacles off, not all of them, just enough to kind of separate them into the two boats, and jump in and start rowing back.
If there's not enough room, Fira can take Pert back to the Mythic Bitch.
There'd be enough room for Fira. Pert was probably have to fly.
Okay, yeah. Fira tells Pert to fly back to the ship. She's gonna try to be on the boat with her father?
Okay, yeah. You're on the boat with your father and with Arnvik as he rows.
Father, I know this is a very dire event and lots of crazy stuff just went down, but I had to ask what happened. It's been years. I was so worried about you.
Well, I got hired for the job to come explore Old Isle. And as we were in our excavation process, we came across the temple, and the Abishai took us. They kept us in there for a long while, asked us questions, tried to get us to convert to their religion. It's been hell in there, Fira.
Oh my. I'm so sorry. I wish I'd came quicker.
At least you came at all. Arnvik continues to row. So what'd you get?
Oh, my father.
All right, well, I guess I'll take 30% of him then.
That's fair. If you have to take a percentage, maybe what's left of his hair?
Goddamn, Fira. Goddamn.
She winks.
And that's where we're going to end this session. You row off, get on Arnvik's ship, and sail to relative safety.
Man, that was really intense, dude. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that got tough, man. How close were you to getting knocked out?
So that one fight with a solo, I'm sorry, I just cannot remember those things.
Abishai.
Yeah, that guy almost killed me.
Yeah.
I was like at 30 damage and I have like 46 health.
Yeah.
But every other fight I was relatively okay.
Okay. All right. Well, if any of you listened through the whole thing, thank you for listening. I'll be back with another episode of Once Upon a Roll, in 2 weeks, hopefully. Perry, thank you for coming on. Thanks for playing.
Dude, thanks for having me, man. This is a whole lot of fun.
Good. Definitely. Yeah. How'd you, as your first one-on-one session, how'd it feel?
It feels a lot more's on the line.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anyone else to rely on to do something cool. So I'm just like, oh god, please don't fuck up all the time.
It's also like you have to be on 24/7.
I enjoyed it. It's a lot more intense, and it felt like there's a lot more that I had to do to ensure that I got something done, which is pretty rewarding in its own way.
Yeah. It's also like with a party, if you hit 0 HP, someone will hopefully save you. but when it's just Fira, it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day or night.
Bye.
Bye.